my name is Sam Gupta, and I'm applying for the UX researcher position at Skims. So the reason that I want to be a UI UX designer is because I think since from the time I could remember, I've always been a very creative person, and my favorite pastime was to nitpick like paintings and drawings that I've seen and then recreate them for my own. So from a young age, I've been wanting to uh, do something that's similar to UX design, but you realized that UX design was my calling when I saw what the requirements were and what you have to do, and I realized that those are some of the things that I do want to do in while working for a company. So I think a UX designer is the fit position for me. The reason that I want to work at Skims is because it's one of the fastest growing e-commerce companies, especially in fashion and apparel world. And I want to work in e-commerce because it requires specific attention to detail that not a lot of many people have, and also constant user feedback and customer feedback that is needed for improvement, which is something that I do want to work on. I want to work with clients and I want to work to create something that people want to buy. So a time that I handled conflict with my colleagues was so I was working on this project for my IDP for Springboard where we had to we were each of my team members we were all making a separate mood board, and then we decided to join our mood board and make like the final mood board to show the clients once we all voted on which one is better. And I think spent a lot of time discussing which mood board would be the perfect fit. And I think because like all the styles, so there were three of us, so the styles of the three different mood boards were so different that it took us a while to reach a conclusion. And I think what we did in the end was kind of take parts from all of them and then combine them to make the full one. And I think all three of us, as happens in a team, were convinced that the mood board that we were working on was the correct, and we kind of reached a compromise or a halfway, or I should say a third way, where each of us put a little bit the best parts of what we have in the mood board into the final one, and then we show the clients, which was a success because the clients did in the end end up liking. They saw all four, so they saw the three of the individual ones, and they saw the final one, which was the parts of the whole, and they ended up liking the full one better, which means that the conflict it worked out in the end. Even though like the conflict was it wasn't that it wasn't like how do I say this? It wasn't very step. It wasn't like a conflict because I mean I don't know, in my mind a conflict is something that you fight with, or like you fight over, like I'm not saying physical, but like you like argue over. We didn't really argue. We were trying to make a presentation. We were trying to make we were trying to make our own cases on why we thought our idea was the best. In the end, we kind of reached a compromise. I think in the future, it's taught me to listen to what everyone else is saying, listen to the reasoning, and also I've learned that it's good to know how to adjust when needed.